Alright then guys, welcome back to the channel. What a busy weekend it's been. Sunday, took some fish over to the Yorkshire Koi show. First time I've ever had the fish out of the pond for a show. Yeah, it was definitely a stressful morning. I got them over to the Pastures Hotel, the Yorkshire Section of the Bkks. Seen a good few people there, and it was a great day. Some of the fish on offer there were absolutely amazing, and I just got the results in, and we managed to secure a couple of prizes. We won the John Ellis Best Bowl for Novice. Obviously it was the first time I'd ever shown any of the fish, so I did well to get away with that. We won Sankey size 6 first in class for the big Sankey that you will all know. Showa size 3 first in class for the little Showa that everyone seems to talk about, rant and rave about on the channel. We got Tancho size 3 first in class, which was a bit of a shocker. Wasn't expecting that. Well, I wasn't expecting any of them, to be honest. Little Caramel did absolutely fantastic, first in class and best in class overall, so really chuffed with that one. I'm really pleased to get that. So we also got a Kawari Mono for the Doitsu size 5, first in class in size. So 5 first in class in sizes, 1 best overall, and the John Ellis Best Bowl for Novice. So I'm absolutely blown away. I'm mind blown by what the fish did. I did not expect any of that at all. So I did manage to get the camera out and do a bit of filming while I was at the show. I did try and get all the Vats in. If I did miss any, I do apologise. It wasn't intentional. The show was just a lot busier than I've seen it in previous years, and it was hard to get around some Vats, which is a great thing. It was good to see all those people that ventured out. Obviously the Bonsai section and everything else that's on there. So before I pop that footage up, I just wanted to say to you, if you're not a member of any koi society, do me a favour, please consider joining this one. It's absolutely fantastic. I'll pop a link in the description below to the website where you can sign up. I mean, these guys host meetings at the Pastures Hotel. The members open up their ponds to other members to visit and everything else. So a very welcoming bunch. You know, at the end of the show when I was packing my fish up, there was guys on hand there offering to help, offering me oxygen to help transport the fish home, and yeah, it was just all around great atmosphere, great club, great people, so I was glad to be a part of it. So I'm gonna go on now, and I'm gonna pop some salt in this pond. As I say, I got a few bruised fins to take care of, and do stick to the end and watch that conversation with Richie Bunton and Chris Masters talking about salt. It's definitely worth a listen. Two guys that really know what they're talking about.
Just put a little bit of iodine or something on it.
Yeah, I see now, but go over and have a look at some of the bonsais on offer. Absolutely stunning.
Thank you. She'll be back in a bit. Let's go rescue the dog again. Well, it keeps getting jumped up.
Not mine. Grandson wanted to talk to me. Hiya, Grandma, what are you doing? That's more she gets normally. Yeah.
They get me nervous in Scotland.
Oh.
Honestly, footage doesn't do these justice.
Coming to see you tomorrow. It's your mummy's birthday. So we're coming to see you tomorrow.
Aye.
We're having burgers for our dinner. I said, she's got a I think it's like a burner, but it does. Weird, but it's a different one. It's really nice. Is it? You like nipple? I do actually. I think I got it wrong way around the next one.
Bonsais are your thing.
Hey, all right. Stop.
Let's crack on and get a look at some of the fish.
Yeah. Oh. I'll take the
Some cracking fish. I'm glad the weather's picked up.
Just a shame there can't be more winners. They're all winners, aren't they?
Somebody's got to win.
Yeah.
Just means the rest of us have got to lose.
Do I look like I need it?
Well, I'm not a What a stuff use about this,
Stops you from having a shaky hand.
It does indeed.
I had to put my camera on sports mode just to stop me from taking a photo.
It's even worse if you've had a couple of pints the night before. Stunning kohaki. And quite a few of them in here. Guess some of you will recognise some of these. Chance to get a proper look at me Coramo now. And some of you guys will be glad to see that the little show is in there. But there's some serious competition on here today. But as it's my first time showing, they tell me that I'll be entered into the novice section. So I think there's a few people showing for the first time today.
Sort of like I call it flowery pattern, sakura pattern. But there's only seems to be one breeder that doesn't. So it's the only one I've seen this year. That one was sort of dotty, but bigger when it's older. Better when it's older. But that's my favourite fishing one.
Yeah, as long as you're...
Nice Kajaki in there. Oh, nice fat this.
We don't want to get bit on that. Swell up.
That still changes, but obviously they come here, don't they, and they just jump straight away.
Put your arm up and on.
A lot of kohakus on offer in Yorkshire.
Well, the other ones that win the main prizes.
Yeah, there's some beautiful ones here today as well, isn't there?
And this is exactly what used to happen down at Highland. We had fish up to, this lake was 2 acres. They had 5 fishings, the biggest one was a 45 pound. But they were black, great. I just think it's that's what you do, you look for the obvious
If it was a show for dogs, that'd be your winner.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Definitely. Absolutely stunning.
Long drive down for you.
I think that Pancho show is the fish for me. Judges. Wonder if I went and give them some money. Let the judge in commence.
We'll try that one. On behalf of the Yorkshire section of the Bkks, we'd like to welcome everybody to our show. We'd like to thank all our sponsors, Koi for Gatwick, the awards from Shintaro Koi Farm, and I would like to point you in the direction of the tombola and the raffle and the cake stall. So we hope you have a good day and hope the weather holds off. But thank you very much for coming and we hope you enjoy the day.
The judges doing their thing. Nice one.
Right, we're gonna go then. So, yeah.
I'm an avid believer in salt to be used as and when needed. I'm not advocating the fish to be in salt 365 days a year. So let's take nitrite for example. So if you are having a new pond set up or you are struggling with high nitrite for whatever reason, now long exposure to high nitrite brings on a condition known as nitrite poisoning, or otherwise known as brown blood disease. That's basically where the fish cannot absorb the oxygen, I think I'm going on the right path here, that you are putting in the water, because the hemoglobin, the blood that's flowing over the gills, just cannot absorb the oxygen that's needed. So therefore you can administer salt, and I would advise administering salt while you are trying to get through that high nitrite spike. It will offset the damage that the high nitrite is doing. It will aid the fish in its recovery, and it will keep nitrite poisoning and brown blood disease at bay while you deal with the high nitrite problem. So I believe salt is a good thing when needed. Again, I've not been to Japan. I haven't been fortunate yet. However, I watched many videos, and when you actually see the fish coming in from the mud ponds into the, as they would call it, concrete ponds, you actually see them with bags and bags and bags of salt lined up against the side of the pond, and they literally tear the tops off and pour it in. It helps with another condition called osmosis. If you could just can you explain what osmosis is? And you're thank you.
The osmotic balance in fish is the fish's ability to keep the water outside of its body, outside it. With salt, it gives them a big help in that respect. And Ricky said about salt, I use a lot of salt, but I don't keep my fish in it all the time. I have a very nice Shirotsurin that developed a red mark a couple of weeks ago, and it got worse the following day. And a lot of people would have been whipping that fish out, stressing it to hell, treating it, putting it back, God knows what. I put a bag of salt in my pond, and within 3 days, gone. Now, the very first time I went to Japan, I asked Ogata if he could only have one chemical to treat his fish, what would it be? And his instant answer was salt. Salt in Japan costs 3 times what it does in the UK. Farmers, being farmers anywhere in the world, they don't like spending money, so they don't use salt willy-nilly. They use it because it's very good at what it does. Yeah? But the other thing with salt, a little bit of salt in your water, I've read, it gives them the ability to increase the growth that they obtain from the food source by 4%. So for the same amount of food, there's a bit of salt in the water, because the osmotic balance load is not there, they grow 4% better.
I'll just wrap up on salt then quickly. You can go on forever and a day, and again, it's only advice. I think one of the worst sayings that you see out there is they're not cod, so why do we put them in salt? If you actually understood that salt isn't bad for freshwater fish, I believe it has so many good properties, so many good things of helping them fish as and when needed. So I would always advise salt on a new pond system, help you through that initial new pond syndrome. I would advise salt to a degree if you are going to be introducing a lot of new fish to help acclimatise. Moving on, not everybody can get their hands on antibiotics. Not everybody knows how to treat a fish for wounds, ulcers, sores. Everybody, to a degree, can administer salt to their ponds to help keep them wounds from getting out of control, help heal any abrasions and things like that. So there are certain levels of salt. I would class a mild tonic as ½ ounce per gallon. Now, for example, ½ ounce per gallon, I equate it to kilo. For realistically, for a 2,000 gallon pond, you could be putting in 25-30 kilos and the fish wouldn't bite about an eyelid. That would be roughly about ½ ounce per gallon. There's a famous lady out there who I ring quite a lot called Paula Reynolds, and speak to her quite a lot. And she did an article once on dropsy. And basically, if you don't understand what dropsy is, it's an internal bacterial infection where the kidneys are shutting down. So therefore, the kidneys can no longer perfuse, therefore the fish is retaining water. You get the Popeye and you get the pine cone effect. She has had success, as have I, with the rectifying of dropsy. However, it includes taking salt up to 1.5 ounces per gallon. Therefore, the salt then takes over, doing the job of what the kidney should be doing, and does the perfusion for the fish. You wouldn't advise keeping the fish in it for too long at that period, because you can technically shut the kidneys down and they may never kick back in, but it can be used to the advantage of that fish, along with antibiotics and heat. Anybody else got any questions on salt?
Well, that brings us to the end of the video, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it. Special thanks to the Yorkshire Koi Society for putting in all the effort and hosting the day. It was a cracking day, really enjoyed it. No champions in the pond this year, but I guess I'll just have to work on my Kohaku game if I want to look at any of those in the future. But anyway, guys, if you haven't clicked that link in the description of this video and joined up to that club, please do so. It's well worth it. I mean, 20 quid for the year. What can you buy in the koi world for 20 quid? I'll tell you, absolutely nothing. So look after yourselves, guys, and look after your fish. Thanks.